Happy birthday, Marshall.
Well, thank you so much, Aaron.
All right, what have you always wanted that you couldn't have?
Well, since it sucks that my birthday is in the middle of winter in January, it'd be nice if I could go swimming or have a really cool pool party for my birthday just once.
Well, guess what, man?
What?
We're having a pool party for you.
What? Say?
We watched Pool Party Massacre. We watched it so you don't have to, so you know what time it is.
What's up, Moon Goons? Welcome to Horrible Horror, the podcast where we watch the worst of the worst in horror movies. I'm your host, Marshall Hampton. With me, always, my co-host, Mr. Aaron Southworth!
Man, it feels like I should be entering the wrestling ring or something. Or like the Thunderdome. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Feeling it for... Yeah, anyway, welcome to the show, guys. We're back after a little bit of a about a 2-week break because we had the holidays. And then
holidays.
And I had some family issues come up that I had to take care of.
The weather's been bad.
It's been shitty weather here. The winter's finally come to St. Louis.
Yeah, well, it's come to the United States. It's been, like, chronically cold all over the country.
Yeah, the polar vortex.
Yes.
But yeah, it hit here. And so, anyway, we're back. Kick off the new year this way.
Happy New Year, Moon
Happy
Goons.
New Year, everybody. Yeah, we are doing a little movie called Pool Party Massacre.
Yeah.
Found this little gem. I figured, what the fuck? It's the middle of when I look at the weather on my phone, it just says witch's tit. That's how cold it is. With like a little less than sign next to it. That's how the weather is.
Zing.
So yeah, I'm like, you know what? I want to do something like make me think of summer. I hate the cold, so let's do a Pool Party Massacre movie.
Pool Party Massacre. Now this one actually is kind of hot. It's like on Instagram. A lot of people didn't post about it when it came out because it's a new one.
It is. It is just released on April 20th of 2017. So it's fairly. It is. It's pretty new.
Not even a year old.
Yeah, not even. It was written and directed by a man named Drew Marvick, who. I think he's done a few other things, but I should have looked up a little more if he's done something previous to this. I think he has.
Yeah, I just looked on IMDb because I know you usually do the research, but it looks like he did like a zombie movie. He's done a couple other horror movies.
He's definitely a horror guy. He likes this indie horror. He's
indie guy.
Yeah, indie guy.
Out of Las Vegas, I believe.
Yes, it is Vegas. This movie was filmed in Vegas. Yeah, definitely Vegas. You can find the movie on Amazon. I know you might be able to find some few other places, but it's definitely on Amazon right now. It's actually one of the cheaper rentals. It's not like a $5 rental. It's like a $2.99 or $3 rental, so it's a little cheaper than the other ones.
$1.99 if you go with the standard definition.
Oh,
which is what I went with.
Damn, I didn't even notice it. I just said rent
because I'm cheap.
I should have looked at other rental options or something because I just hit the just straight up go button. So it's on Amazon. You might be able to find a few other places, but it's there if you want it. Now the cast, again, like I said, it's all indie stuff, so there's not a whole lot of people you're gonna know or hear of. The people I want to mention, first and foremost, I want to mention a very small part, a cameo really, but Leanna Vamp is in this, and she's a celebrity in like certain circles.
Yeah.
She is a cosplay goddess, basically.
Right.
She is like one of the queens of cosplay. She's super hot, super sexy. She was a judge on the first season, might be only season, of the sci-fi show Cosplay Melee, which was a cosplay contest show, which also had Yvette Nicole Brown on there, for people who know from Community, and who's a big Walking Dead fan. She's been on Talking Dead a bunch. But anyway, so she's on that. She's in this movie at the beginning. She's a cameo. And then the other person unless Aaron wants to mention anybody else, but I'm going to mention is the character named Tiffany is played by Alexis Adams.
Yes.
Who was a Playboy model amongst other pornographic magazines. She's basically a porn star, another porn actress. She has 69. No, I'm not lying to that. I'm not lying. IMDb 69 credits to her name, and that's all over a 4-year span. She's been a busy girl.
Oh, I've done the research. I've done plenty of research on Alexis Adams since this movie came out.
Did you look up her Pornhub page? Did you go there too?
That's where I get my research from. That's my database.
If it ain't on Pornhub, I don't care.
She has a lot of good work.
A lot of
good work.
She loves her job.
She loves what she does. And I love what she does too.
So yeah. Other than that, like I said, most of everybody else I looked up, and they've done a few things here and there, but not really anything that is worth noting that most people are going to have heard of. So that's what I'm going to, unless you have somebody else you want to bring up.
No, I kind of glanced at it as well. One of the characters is, or one of the actresses is married to Drew.
Yeah, it's his wife.
Yeah.
It's a family affair because when you look at the credits, a lot of the people in the cast and especially the crew have last name Marvick. So it's definitely a family, a lot of family help on this as well. I mean, but it's kind of what you expect with an indie movies. So you get the help where you can. But this guy's is going to be an Aaron show. I was unable to, like I said, I had family stuff come up, so I was unable to do my notes properly. So Aaron is going to be running the show this week. So there you have it, guys. You know where the stop button is and the skip button. If you want, no one's going to blame you.
Hey.
I'm sorry. I just remember that like joke from Family Guy episode. Like, yep, it's a Meg episode, guys. There's the clicker. No one's gonna blame you.
It's your birthday. I'm gonna let that slide.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be taking the co-pilot's chair on this one. And
all right, hunker down, you dirty dogs.
And here we go with Pool Party Massacre.
So Pool Party Massacre, 2017. So we open up on a pool boy pulling up to this nice house outside. Pulls up and he's going to come out and clean the pool. It's kind of funny because when he's cleaning the pool, he's cleaning literally one leaf.
He really is. It's like, the pool is like pristine. There's nothing in it.
The pool is just fine. But he's kind of a metalhead pool boy. He's listening to heavy metal music on his headphones.
Yeah, he's tattooed up, long hair,
and he's cleaning the pool. And then we get it's kind of funny how it happens. They show the boy by the pool, no one's there, and all of a sudden, boom. There's Lena Vamp right there.
Yes.
And she's looking hot.
Oh, super hot.
Little bikini. And that's when we get like this sexy kind of like 70s porn music playing. Like, and she's looking kind of hot. And the pool boy looks up and is like, "Hey, Miss Stevens, how you doing?" And she's saying hi, and she says something to the effect of, "My husband's not home."
It's like, I always keep confused, but it's not Mrs. Stevens this week, or it's Ms. Stevens.
Ms.
Or
Stevens.
Mrs.
My husband's away for the weekend.
Yeah.
And the pool boy just has no interest. He's just looking down, cleaning, and all I can hear is this heavy metal music.
I don't think he doesn't have interest. He just can't hear.
Because whenever they show her, it's like bow chicka bow bow.
Oh, and she's like constantly like fixing her hair and like fixing her bikini top,
sucking on her straw, kind of sexy,
or an ice cube, and she's really trying to seduce the guy.
But whenever they show him, it's like whenever they show her, it's that sexy 70s music, and whenever they show him, all you can hear is like distant heavy metal music coming from his headphones. Yeah. So obviously she's trying to put the fucking vibe out there. She goes, "Can you rub lotion on all my hard to reach places?" And then you hear him kind of walking, and you're like, okay, here he comes, and all of a sudden, click, he's out the door.
The gate's gone.
He's out the gate. She looks back and goes, "Fucking pussy." So he's gone. She's got her back to the gate, and then you hear the gate open up again.
Yeah.
But you can see, you're looking at her, and you can see the people behind her. It's someone different.
Totally different
person. So she doesn't turn around. She goes, "Oh, you just want to get cleaned up? Don't worry. You're going to get real dirty.
You're filthy.
You're going to get filthy."
Yeah.
So she doesn't looking back. The guy who came in is approaching, and he's carrying a he's carrying a pruning shear.
Yeah, it's like a branch
large
saw or something like that.
Yeah, it's like kind of like a pruning saw, pruning shear. And he walks up behind her. She looks back. She just looks up to see who it is. He grabs the top of her forehead and drags the pruning shear across her throat, slitting her throat. Blood pouring out all over those sweet titties.
Oh, I can't just get over how hot she is in this movie. It's insane how hot she is in this movie.
Ooh, easy.
I'm sorry. Lena Vamp is goddamn.
I guess she's pretty choice.
She's goddamn. She's like,
hey, she's hot.
She is.
Yeah.
Hot.
All right.
The only problem I have with this scene is, I know it's an indie movie, but I've said before is that it's really bad blood on this effect. It's just like Kool-Aid running down her. It's very, very watery.
Well, it's funny because it's so watery and dripping down, and they show her hand, they show the killer, and then it's like really thick on her fingers, and it's almost like corn syrup.
yeah. That effect when they show like her dead and her hands hanging off the lounger, dripping the blood into the pool. The blood there looked good. Like it was definitely different, but the effect when she's being slit and it's coming down her cleavage, it's just like water. It's like not a good start for me.
So so the killer's standing there and he's wearing like coveralls.
Yeah, blue coveralls, your traditional,
very Michael Myers-esque, but they look like short sleeves. He's got the sleeves rolled up so you can see his forearms. They never show his face.
No, you only see him from like the pecs down, really. Yeah. Kind of chest down is where
he's a pretty big guy.
Bigger guy. Yeah,
there.
You can tell he's a big guy.
And he's standing there, and then the title screen turns to 8-bit.
I love
cue the metal music. This like sweet keyboard starts up.
It's not even really metal. It's like just sweet 80s synthesizer.
Yeah,
like,
they hit the synthesizer, but then it becomes like synthesizer metal. And
I love these credits.
These
like 8-bit old Nintendo looking credits were awesome.
So it's all 8-bit, and they're kind of showing different people being killed and people being like slaughtered in different images, and it's kind of foreshadowing.
There's no foreshadowing about it. They basically show you how each person gets killed. By the time you get done with the movie, because we've both watched it multiple times, you realize, holy shit, they're just showing each and every kill only in 8-bit.
Yeah.
Like, there's no foreshadowing at all.
Well, we didn't know that when we were first watching.
No, but it's like when you do, it's like, all right, it kind of.
Yeah, guess what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you kind of take the
take the piss out of it.
Yeah. I love the 8-bit, but just don't show how every person dies, basically.
Right.
But
it's cool.
It is very cool. It's definitely unique. I've never seen it before.
Well, they actually did it in Steve Death Collector.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
I hate to say it, but I haven't gotten around to watching it yet.
Oh, boy.
I want to, though. But that's great that they did. It's still unique. It's still not done a whole lot then. It's still cool.
Yeah, Steve Death Collector has an 8-bit opening also, but it's like a character running around.
Okay.
Doing like different kills and things
gotcha.
like that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway, so it's kind of cool because the last frame of 8-bit is him standing there above her body, so then it fades right back into real time. And it's a good fade.
Yeah,
it's a good effect.
It is. I'll agree.
So that's how it starts. So the killer walks out, and he walks out the door. He walks out the door, leaving the poolside, and he's walking back out to, I guess, the front of the house.
Yeah.
And he passes the pool boy. You see the pool boy sitting on the ground. He's dead. He's got
like
a screwdriver punctured through his sunglasses into his eyes. So poor pool boy. Not only did he miss an opportunity to get laid, he also got a fucking screwdriver in the eye.
It don't matter for that guy, because apparently I believe that is actually Leanne Vamp's real husband.
Oh.
So that lucky bastard gets to bang Leanne Vamp anyway.
Put another screwdriver in that other fucking eye, then.
Yeah, fuck this guy. Because I was like, there's no way, but you look at both their last names are Vamp. That can't be a coincidence.
Well, I didn't do the research, but who knows?
Yeah.
Well, if he is, good for him.
I actually looked. I looked him up, but I didn't go deep research. But again, I hit IMDb and I looked up their bio and didn't say she's married to Cameron Vamp, who the guy's name is, or he's married to her. But I mean, both last names Vamp in the same movie, and that can't really
they're in the same scene together.
That's no coincidence.
He looks,
he's a lucky bastard.
If yes.
Unless it's her brother, but I somehow don't think that's her brother.
If it's her brother. Sorry, dude. So anyway, we see the killer. He's walked past the dead pool boy, but he kind of stops and pulls back, looks next door, and we see a family standing in the driveway saying goodbye to each other. So this is where we meet Blair and Nancy. So Blair is the daughter of the Winthropes, and the mom and dad are getting ready to leave on a trip.
The mom's hot too, by the way.
Yeah, the mom is pretty hot.
Mom's very hot.
Yeah. So they're saying goodbye. The dad's saying, okay, now you can go ahead and have a pool party. That's fine. Have some friends over. Just no hard drugs and no threesomes.
Yeah, no threesomes.
And the mom says, oh, honey, don't be such a prude. If it wasn't for threesomes, how would we have met?
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa. And he's like, all right. Oh, yeah.
Just don't make, just as long as it's not the devil's threesome.
Yeah, not as long as the devil three-way. For those of you who don't know.
Let's explain the devil's three-way.
When two dudes are banging a girl.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what's so wrong, but whatever.
because it's two dudes, man. You want two chicks. You don't want two dudes. If you're a guy, do you want another dude?
He's suggesting this for his daughter. So either way,
yeah, he's saying don't be with two dudes. If you're gonna be with a dude and another chick, don't be banged by two dudes.
I guess I don't.
I mean, that's even. I mean, it's slutty, but it's even sluttier if it's two dudes.
All right.
I mean, if it's your daughter, would you rather? And you knew she had to be in a three-way. Would you rather be with her two dudes or a dude and a girl?
I don't think it really matters to me that much. No. I don't know. I don't have a daughter, so I don't know. Anyway, so also we meet Nancy. And Nancy is the friend of Blair. Blair seems already be coming off as a like stuck-up little bitch. You know, she's kind of whiny and bitchy.
Kind of. She is.
Yeah.
Awful.
She is.
She is just a terrible person.
She's really bad. She's bitchy, like, get out of here, go already. And
fuck you, mom, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, she's already being a bitch, but they're talking about how much they love Nancy. Nancy, you came in town, you came from school. I'm so, why didn't you tell us? We would have postponed our trip to spend time with you. They also mentioned their brother Blaine to Blair, saying, why couldn't you be more like Blaine and Nancy? Blaine being her older brother who is
married with kids
and is leading a good life. So that's kind of the, they hand the dog off to her, say, put the dog in her room, no one else goes in there, goodbye.
Yeah.
Off go the family. We kind of see a quick glimpse of a creepy old guy across the street clipping hedges. Nancy says hi. Blair says, fuck that creepy old guy. I think he's a serial killer.
Yeah, and it's just like plain old middle-aged dude just trimming his bushes.
Some dude clipping his bushes, and Blair's being a bitch.
And Nancy is, I'm assuming, Hispanic or Islander descent, but she has an accent that makes it a little hard to kind of for her to.
She does have a bit of an accent. It's not like Latina.
Yeah, that's what I say. It's not.
But she's got black hair, darker skin, brown eyes. I think she's Latina, but I can't place this accent. It's definitely, but it's mild. It's very mild.
It could be an Islander because our actress's name is like Margot, but it's spelled like all Frenchy, and then like
She could be French.
Like Neme, and it's got like the little marks above the E's or something. So I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Accent marks.
Yeah.
She could be French.
I'm just saying it could be maybe, but it's just her accent at times makes it kind of hard to not necessarily understand her, but
it's definitely out of place.
It is very out of place, and I don't want to say like nobody in this is a great actor necessarily at all, but it makes it like her acting makes it seem even worse at times because it just the accent throws it off. It takes it off even more.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's her fault. It just takes you. It's weird. It does something to the viewing experience.
The viewing pleasure, if you will. Yes. I don't know, I didn't think it was that bad. But anyway, girls go inside, and they're kind of looking at family photos because Nancy's been away for a while. And she sees one. She's like, whoa, this is your brother Blaine?
Yeah.
And they show Blaine kind of panning up, and it's a big guy with a giant fucking beard. They're kind of joking about the beard, talking about it.
His beard is glorious.
Yeah,
it's a proper fucking beard. It's like Gimli from Lord of the Rings beard.
Like, this beard could be entered in competition.
Yeah.
Like, this is a proper fucking beard. Yeah, I like the beard. I'm pretty proud. I can't do that. I can physically do it, but I have a fucking job. Right now, I have a beard right now, and it's as long as I can fucking grow it. And I have to trim it and keep it tight. Fuck. I wish I could grow a monster man beard. But I work in hospitals, and they would not let me.
Just wear one of the beard nets.
The time?
Yeah, beard net.
Sorry, I'm not that invested. So anyway, they're looking around. Nancy goes out by the pool. There's a knock at the door, and Blair goes to answer the door, and that's where we meet Danny.
Yeah.
So Danny's at the door. Danny is Nancy's stepbrother. He's saying, hey, I heard, Mom said that Nancy's in town. I haven't seen her in about a year. I imagine she's over here. Is she here? Can I see her? Blair starts giving him the business, and basically we start getting this backstory about how Danny used to cut the lawn for Blair's house. She used to make out with them, fooled around with them. I guess something went wrong. She told her dad. He tried to make the moves on him, ruining Danny's life. He got fired. He was shunned from all the friends. He was kind of an outcast. Ruined his teenage years.
Yeah.
So that's that. We kind of get that, and the whole time Blair's being a mega bitch.
Just super. You can't explain enough or overstate. I guess they understate. Whatever.
Blair is a miserable cunt.
Yeah, they are awful people, and it blows my mind. Like how. Why is Nancy even friends with this girl in the first place?
Yeah,
I kind of get later in the movie it gets in like a little bit of backstory about when they were kids,
like towards the end of the movie.
The end. But at the same time, it's like I get that when you were kids, maybe, but you're adults. Like, why the fuck would you hang out with this girl who treats you and talks to you like this as an adult? I'd be like, fuck you, I'm out of here.
Yeah, she's
go to hell. Horrible person.
Horrible.
And Nancy's actually like a decent style person. She's like, hey, but there's no reason why these two would be friends nowadays.
Right.
Like, it makes zero sense.
It's bad. So, anyways, she says Nancy's not here. She lies to him, says, you're white trash, go back to your double wide, slams the door in his face. And he starts getting all pissed off and banging the door like, you little bitch, fuck you, this isn't over.
Yeah.
So he's getting all hot and all upset and mad, and he storms off. Blair comes back out and says, your brother just stopped by. And Nancy's like, oh, cool. I like my brother a whole lot. Why don't you let him in? And she's like, I told him to fuck off. It's like, again, Blair's just like, what the fuck? And she even says, why the hell? She's just like, I don't want that white trash degenerate coming in here stealing my stuff. I'm like, just like you just said, holy shit, what a horrible, horrible, horrible bitch.
Yeah, and Nancy's so like, she's bad-mouthing her family and her brother who she actually likes, and she's like, oh, okay, you're my friend, whatever. You're just Blair.
It's really bad.
It's awful.
So Nancy just kind of says, well, fuck you, I'm going to go call him. So I guess she leaves to go give him a phone call. That's where we see the killer. We cut to the killer who's in he's in a room with a bunch of tools.
Yeah.
So he's looking at a wall full of tools.
It's like a pegboard.
Yeah, pegboard, and they have, he puts away the pruning shears, and he's looking around to pick out his new murder weapon.
Basically, it's cool. It's like you see, like, okay, here's every single weapon that someone's gonna get killed by in this movie.
They kind of give you an idea of what's to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. Like that scene in remember Knucklebones?
Yeah.
Where he's like just laying out each weapon down the line. Like,
that's right. Damn, a good call. Yeah. So we cut back to Blair, who's like, oh shit, my friends are coming over. I need to put on some clothes. Cue 80s montage outfit.
Yeah. She's wearing like this black quote unquote romper, and she's like, oh hell no, this isn't getting like if it's that bad, why are you wearing it in the first place?
Yeah, and she's like this disgusting romper. Like she's so disgusted by her own clothes.
Yeah.
Then we cue the montage. It's like it's like pretty much an 80s montage.
Yeah.
Where she's trying on different clothes, different outfits, and going, ew, no. Oh, does this work? And she's just going through it. Yeah. Then finally she picks her outfit out. Now this is where I've noticed a little continuity error. She's standing in like a bikini top, a little skirt, and she's got no shoes on, barefoot. And then there's like a noise. She hears a noise, and she's like, "What? What's that?" And she walks out into the kitchen. Again, this is a beautiful house, a nice big house. She walks in the kitchen, which is a hard floor, which is like a ceramic tile, and all of a sudden she has heels on. And it's like clonk, 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 clonk. That's how I noticed it, because she was barefoot before, walking around just a little pitter-patter, and all of a sudden clonk, 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 she's stomping around the room. So that's the only continuity error I really saw. But anyway, just thought I'd bring it up. Why not? So she's looking around the house. She hears a noise. She walks outside. She walks around. She runs into Nancy, kind of a little jump scare. She's like, I thought I heard something. We hear something coming from the back. She grabs an empty bottle of Dom Perignon, which she said she'll stick up her brother's ass if it's him.
Well, I don't think it was an empty bottle, but that's why this was the problem I had coming up.
And it was an empty bottle because when she was holding it upside down, there was no cork, there was no lid.
Okay,
it was
that
completely,
I missed. I thought, because I saw the foil, like the gold foil that's still around. I didn't see if the cork and stuff was still in it. So
it was empty. Okay. So she's walking towards the door, like the garage door. She hears something. The door busts open, and it's a bunch of hoes.
It's some bitches, yo.
It's a hoe train.
It's the hoe train.
It's four of her friends coming over. It's a big scare. She drops a bottle. It breaks. Bitches. She's like, ha ha ha. And in walk four. They're all wearing bikinis. Oh, yeah. Like, none of them has a bag.
Nope.
None of them has a towel.
Nope. None of them has purse, like, or keys.
Or purse. Or, yeah, they're just walking in all just in bikinis. Yeah. And
like, how'd they get there? Did they take the bus? You know they didn't take a fucking bus.
No, they didn't take the bus.
Dude, they started walking.
I know. And they all just walk in. Like, it just blows my mind. They don't have anything, and they're all wearing heels.
Yeah,
they're all wearing high heels.
Well, I'll give them that. I get it, but it's
high heels, fucking pool party, man.
But it's Vegas. It's a Vegas. They're rich. They're supposed to be like the elite of the elite, the super rich girls who are obsessed with looking good, so they're gonna wear the heels. I think I've seen other pool parties in movies and stuff like this where, especially like the Vegas area, where the girls are wearing, the high heels poolside and all that shit.
Okay, well we'll get
wasn't the biggest thing, but I get it. I just like, where's all their shit? They come in with nothing.
Just bikinis.
Yeah, just bikinis.
So the girls walk over to the bar, like, let's get something to drink. And there's a beautiful bar, well stocked.
Yeah.
Everything looks great. And no one knows how to make a drink, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah.
They don't have any idea how to make a drink. And they ask Nancy, they're kind of like, who knows how to make a drink? Who knows how to make a mojito? I don't know. They asked Nancy to go get champagne, and Nancy's like, let me say hi first. Then they're like, hi. Like, they don't know her.
They basically treat Nancy like an indentured servant.
Right. They just kind of...
like they're maid.
Yeah, and Nancy's like, I went to high school with you guys. We all know each other. And they're all just fucking bitches. If there's anything to get across, all these girls are fucking awful.
Yeah.
Just the worst. None of them remember her, and they're just like, yeah, so get the champagne.
Yeah, they're the epitome of superficial, narcissistic,
awful
rich girls that, yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
So Nancy goes off to get the champagne, and the girls go out to the poolside. That's when Blair decides to hit her music.
Oh, yeah.
Which
her pool party mix.
It's Blair's bitchin' pool party mix. Yeah. But it's in a CD, which again I'm like, CD players, man, I don't have a CD player anymore. You'd think this huge lavish house with all this fancy stuff it still has a 6-change disc. I don't know. It was just kind of a surprise.
Yeah.
I thought everything would be streaming or something, but it was just kind of like, oh, it's like it's still hanging on, baby. Those CDs are just clinging to life still.
Hey, I still like CDs, man. I like having a hard object. Like
you like the tactile feel.
I like having something physical that I can look at and say, yes, I own this. This is mine, and I can I don't know. I still like the idea of the CDs and the DVD or Blu-rays. I don't like everything being digital.
Well, it's just clinging to life.
I know.
It's just clinging to life. That thing looked a little dusty too, like it's been around for a while. Anyway, they hit the music. Some rap music comes on.
The jungle.
It's a jungle out there.
It's a jungle. It's about the jungle.
It's a jungle out there.
It's a jungle.
Yeah. And it's a slow motion walk of all these girls walking to the pool, slow motion with their heels. I mean, they're all hot. So it's just kind of like, slow motion walk on out.
Yeah,
to the pool.
it's the cliche camera shot there.
But I don't know, I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
So they are so Nancy's coming, they all got to the pool. They show Nancy in the basement grabbing the bottle of champagne, and she turns around and is walking up the steps. There's a billiard table back there. She's walking up the steps, and her body fills the frame of the shot. And when she walks away, we see a picture, like the camera's still pointing downstairs, and we see the killer standing there, shadowed. So boom, killer's in the house.
He is there,
and he's holding a hammer.
Yeah, claw hammer. Yeah, claw hammer.
So he's holding the hammer. So girls are out by the pool. They're all talking about superficial shit constantly. They're talking about how I don't even remember the fucking girl's name. They're talking about how she. Now this is kind of funny, and I wonder if they played on this itself. The girl who is actually the wife of Drew Marvick.
Yeah,
she's the one who starts talking about how she's wants to leave this loser. This guy's being a dick, and his name is Drew. It's like, isn't he a big nerd? Doesn't he collect a bunch of toys?
I'm sure that's
and I'm sure he does.
Yeah,
I'm sure. Yeah. But then they start saying, you don't want to lose that guy because his family owns half of Malibu, and you don't want to be some broke-ass bitch, so you better get on that rich dick.
Yeah.
Just all superficial, shitty, horrible stuff. And she totally agrees. She's like, you're right. Oh, my God. What am I thinking? Get those lips around that rich cock and work it. So she can't. She's like, I got to save this shit. So she goes inside to call Drew.
Yeah.
So while she's going inside, Nancy's coming out with the champagne. And you can see the killer's perspective looking outside as the two cross past. So Nancy's going out to the pool as, I don't even know the girl's name.
I don't remember.
We're going to call her Wife. Wife is walking back in. So she walks in. So
most of these girls' names I barely remember.
Yeah,
I know Jasmine's the black girl.
Yeah.
And Tiffany is the porn star.
I just call her Alexis.
Yeah.
Or Alexa.
And then there's Nancy Alexis, and Blair. Yeah. The other ones, like, I don't really remember.
Yeah.
I think there's a Kelly and the girl in the pink, like the blonde. I don't really remember her name.
Yeah, they don't say their names very much. Yeah. It's mostly like bitch, hooker,
yeah.
Slut. So the wife character goes back into the house, and she's making a phone call saying, "Hey, sorry I missed your call. Sorry you're mad at me." He was mad at her for some reason. So I'm out and about. So call me back. And when she turns around, she's run smack. We get the POV of the killer looking down at her. She's just like, "What the hell?" And before she can even say anything more, we see kind of him holding the hammer, claw side up, and he's swinging upwards towards her chin with the claw coming up to her chin.
Yeah.
And right before it strikes, we get a shot. We hear pop, and we look outside. The girls just pop the top on the champagne. Yay! So we hear the pop and the swing of the hammer at the same time. It works out pretty well.
It does.
So the girls are like, "Yay, champagne!" And then we cut back to the wife character in the room with the claw hammer through the bottom of her mouth. Part of the claw coming out of her mouth itself, through the bottom of her chin.
Yeah, her jaw, yeah.
Claw hammer coming out the mouth as she's going...
Blood, yeah, mouth blood coming out.
Mouth blood.
Kind of cool. Sequence, I guess. I mean, kind of neat idea.
Yeah, neat sequence.
But
then he's holding her, and then all of a sudden he starts to lift her off the ground.
Yeah.
Boo. Boo. All right, so he's got to be one of the strongest, fairly... It's ridiculous. Yeah. No one can do this. Not even the Mountain from fucking Game of Thrones. All right,
yeah,
so, because he's holding it out, arm fully extended, holding onto a claw hammer, lifting her off the ground. Nah, no. That's not going to happen.
I agree. That I was like, oh, come on now.
Yeah, that was...
I like the hammer through the jaw thing. That was cool, but...
The dangling feet, I mean...
I saw something, it wouldn't kill you. It would fuck you up and hurt, but that's not a killing blow.
Not really.
Like, it'd be cool. I know they paid the money, but like if you could like
rip the jaw off.
Still don't know if it would kill you. Maybe bleed out, but still pretty vicious. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah,
they could have done something like that. But yeah, I like the start of it, the claw hammer through the jaw, but then they kind of like kind of lost it.
Yeah,
I lost it.
And I think. When I was watching it, he's holding the hammer handle against the bottom of her chin, and she's kind of wiggling around going, oh, ah. But you can see it's obviously not going through her. It's kind of moving around on the bottom of her chin a little bit. It's not exactly solid. I mean, they tried, but, there's a little movement.
Yeah.
Oh, well. So, Nancy, they're like, that girl's still on the phone. What's going on? Where am I anywhere? I'm doing your thing.
You're doing I know it happens, man. When you get going and you kind of lose your spot on the notes.
Yeah,
it happens.
Yeah, which is kind of funny. So, he's holding her up, but I just gotta mention when they cut to like her feet on the floor, then they cut over to her phone, and the phone starts ringing. It says Drew, and it's just a huge cock.
Yeah, I forgot about that. It's this giant dick.
It's his big fucking hog. It shows up whenever he calls back. I wonder if he's stroking his own ego a little bit. He's like, yeah, it's mine. If it is, good for you, man. Good for you.
Well, it's somebody.
Yeah. Good for whoever it is.
Yeah.
So, they're saying, what the fuck? Is she still on the phone? What's going on? Nancy walks around like, hey, let me go check to see what's going on. She walks up to the window and peeks in the window, and looks, the killer has propped her body up on the couch, put the phone in her hand, and it looks like she's got her feet up, phone held in hand.
He totally like mannequins this girl.
Totally perfect. And, she just can see the back of her head, and so she's still on the phone. But then they cut to the front, and you can still see the hammer coming through her mouth.
And the blood's all there. Yeah, they totally mannequin. I mean, not the worst idea, not bad.
Not the worst idea, but I watched it a second time, and I have to say, I don't watch movies twice.
Yeah.
I watched this one twice, so Okay. So the second time I watched it, I was like, okay, there's got to be a huge pool of blood.
I thought, just like, where's the blood pool?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way he clean.
But when she looks through, you can't see the floor that well. So maybe she couldn't, like...
Maybe, but I thought the same thing. Like, there would be a massive pool of blood all over on that floor in the room, but... Oh, well.
Yeah, well. So we have Alexis, who is the porn star. Yeah, Alexis. I'm just calling her Alexis.
Okay.
So Alexis is talking about having her boyfriend over. Blair's like, no, it's girls' night only. It's girls only. And if it was girls only, would those girls wear those fucking heels? If it was girls
because
only,
they're so narcissistic and so self-obsessed with their image and always looking good. Yeah, I think they would always wear those heels no matter what.
All right, I guess.
Because it's like the thing, like I have to look. It's like that,
I have to
look better. I have to look better than you at all times.
Well, half the time girls like dress up and do nice things is like make other girls look at them.
Yeah. So I'd say they'd be wearing those heels no matter what.
Yeah. So anyway, she's saying no boys. She goes, oh well, too bad. I invited them, and in comes Troy and Clay.
Yes.
So Troy is Alexis Adams' boyfriend, and Clay is Troy's brother.
Which they look nothing alike.
No.
And at first, Clay looks like he's in his 40s almost, because the receding hairline and the facial hair, and the boyfriend looks like he's in his 20s.
Yeah. But I gotta say, Clay is my spirit animal.
Yeah.
I love Clay.
Yeah, Clay, he grows on you like a fungus, but he does grow on you.
I love Clay. So there's a little, like, Blair being bitchy that they're here. Troy scoops up Alexis Adams and takes her inside. So
yeah, they're going to Pound Town.
They're gonna head on off to Pound Town. So they're on the Ho train's leaving for Pound Town.
The Ho train's pulling out of the station. Yeah,
it was kind of funny when Clay sat down next to what was the girl in the Pink's name? I don't remember her name.
I don't remember her name. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's Kelly. I don't know. I thought somebody was a Kelly.
Yeah, let's call her Kelly.
Fine, we'll call her Kelly.
We'll call her Kelly. He sits down next to Kelly, and she goes, "Ew, hey, why don't you take your grandpa away? Isn't it time for his nap?" Which I kind of liked. I don't know. I like this Kelly girl because she's like this. She's the quintessential ditzy blonde.
Yeah, she's definitely
real
probably
stupid,
the dumbest of them all. Like
she's the dumbest of the pack. But for some reason, I always like that character. I don't know. It's cliche, but I always like the ditzy character. If they, if it's done well, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of it. So, Clay's like, oh, come on, ladies. I'm not that much older than you. Come on, let's get this party started. And he brings out his boombox with a tape cassette in it. We're going even further back.
Yep.
We're going cassette, and he's got like a sweet party mix. He hits play, and it's just this thrash metal that's just blaring.
Yeah. I know this is because he's like, okay, this is the second time now we've had a party mix brought up. So Blair's party mix was basically just a CD with one song on it. Because once that montage was like walking out in slow motion, that jungle song, you hear no music.
Dude, I didn't even think about that.
There's no music in the background of the rest of this movie at all.
Didn't even think about that.
So it's a CD with one song on it. Then Clay comes up with his like 1980s monster truck boombox like thing, plays his tape with like, again, one song,
thrash metal, yeah.
That's it. These are the worst mixtapes ever.
I didn't even think about that.
Although his being a tape, it could have been one of those old like singles. You remember those singles?
Fuck yeah, dude. I think I had a pretty sweet MC Hammer single. Yeah, Oh well. Anyway, so the boombox is playing. Apparently, it's so loud, so overpowering. It's just all over the house.
Yeah.
But we cut back to the killer. Back to the killer's shed. The killer is back at the shed, at his tool pegboard. He puts away the hammer and he's looking for his next weapon. He picks up a pickaxe.
Yeah, a pick. Yeah.
Like old fucking 49er, gold digging pickaxe. Okay. So the music's blasting. It's super loud, and the neighbor next door starts to complain. Now we look at the neighbor. The neighbor is an old woman who's speaking Scandinavian.
Yeah, it's like Scandinavian. It's not quite Russian.
It's not German. It's not Russian. I'm guessing it's a Nordic language.
Who knows?
I can't put my fucking thumb on it. Let's just say Icelandic. Why not? She's speaking Icelandic to someone, and she's saying, "Oh, it's ruining our tea party." And it pans over, and she's sitting in her yard with a fucking doll.
An animated doll.
Like like it's moving back and forth, but it's like an American Heritage type doll. It's like very, detailed face.
Oh yeah, it's
well painted. It's kind of moving back and forth, and she's like in a nightgown and rollers, and she's speaking Icelandic about how this is ruining her party and how dare they ruin her tea party.
Yep.
It's really weird.
It's like, it's very bizarre.
I did not expect that. Kind of strange. So the old lady is absolutely pissed off, and she's going to go around and complain about the music. She walks around the front, and she's banging on the door. No one's answering the door. She's pounding on the door. But as she's walking away, we see the killer kind of in frame. He's back in the house. So the old lady comes around. She's stomping around. She's stomping to the back of the house, spitting her Icelandic whatever slang. And as soon as she rounds the corner, boom! Pickaxe comes down, buried into her head. Yeah. She stands there twitching. As more of this Kool-Aid blood.
This was more watery blood coming out. Yeah,
pours down her face, pulls out the pickaxe. She falls down, splat, dead. So she's gone. We cut then to Alexis and Troy in the bedroom. They're messing around. She takes off her top to reveal some sweet, sweet titties. Holy God.
The titties are nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. So Troy's digging through his backpack and she's like, come on, are you going to fuck me or what? And he goes, yeah, I think we're going to turn it up a notch. And he pulls out a ball gag and a pair of handcuffs.
Oh, yeah.
And she seems totally for it.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Yep. So, let's see. All right. Sorry. It's hard, man. It's hard. I forgot I didn't do the part. So we cut outside, and there's Clay with his shirt off, and he's rubbing lotion so much sunscreen all over. It's
like an entire bottle of sunscreen he puts on himself.
It's ridiculous. It's just like this caked in white.
He's painting himself white, basically.
And he's just hitting on the ladies. He's like, come on, ladies, let's have some fun. And he goes, can one of you put some of this lotion on my hard-to-reach places? Which is the exact same line we heard earlier from Leanna Vamp.
That's true.
Which is pretty sweet. The girls are not into it. They're not having it. So they're.
There was a line, and he said something about, something about like they're like, oh, but put it on your own dick or something like that. Or it's like, I'm not touching your hard to reach places. Like, it's like, ladies, my dick is not hard to reach.
I do love Clay.
Clay's got some great moments. I will say that.
Clay's pretty awesome. So we cut back to the killer, who's again putting away the pickaxe, and he's looking at his tool. What is he going to use next? You know what's kind of funny is that there was a level on there. Like a very small level. And I was thinking, please pick the level. Please pick the level. How are you going to kill someone with a level? Let me find out. Unfortunately, he goes for an actual axe. He goes from pickaxe to axe. So now the killer has an axe.
I'm on you then, man. If I ever see that, I'm wishing man, that'd be
that'd be fucking,
somebody should use it.
That'd be pretty creative.
Somebody needs to have make a movie where somebody gets killed with a level.
Yeah. All right. So Alexis and Troy are done. Looks like she's done. They're done doing it.
You kill him with a level somehow, and you pin him to the wall, and you use the level to make sure they're level on the wall.
Make sure the bubble is right in the right spot.
Yeah. When they're hanging on the wall or something like that.
Ooh, yeah. You could stick him on the wall, kind of like they did in Silent Night, Deadly Night when he stuck Leanna Quigley on the stag's head.
The deer horns, yeah.
Then you could just put a level on top.
Put a level. It's
like, yeah, there you go. All right, I think we have our next kill.
Or you impale them through the head with the level. When they're hanging on the and it's through the head like the arrow through the head, and you set them up, and then you see the bubble is sticking out like the side of the head or something like that, and you can level them off that way.
Okay,
that could work. That could work.
All right.
I don't know. Somebody can make this happen.
All right. Well, hey, we gotta stop talking about the level because there's titties to be talked about.
Titties are more important.
Yes. So we cut back to Alexis and Troy, who just got done banging. Alexis is still tied up. Her arms are tied to the bed frame, ball gag in mouth, titties out. So Troy, he's like, oh, baby, I'm all done. All right, well, you can see you're still into it, so why don't you just hang out here? I'm going to go grab a beer and order a pizza. She's like, motherfucking Tommy. She's got a ball gag in her mouth. You can't understand what she's saying. and he goes off screen. As soon as he leaves, in comes the killer again.
The moment he leaves,
as soon as he rounds the corner to go down the stairs, boop, in pops the killer. Again, we can never see the killer's face. It's always from the chest down. So Alexis is screaming. She's screaming, but she's ball-gagged. And imagine, Troy's listening. If he can hear her, he's probably just thinking, she's bitching because I left her. And, he's playing a little prank. So the killer fucking takes his time, lines up the axe perfectly. Yeah. He even does a few, practice
it's like he's
swings.
lining up his golf swing.
Yeah, he's just lining up okay, 1, 2, raises the axe and comes down with a sickening thud. You don't see it. It pans back, and you can see the axe sticking out of Alexis Adams' neck.
Yeah.
She's dead.
She's gone.
Aw.
God rest those titties.
I know. Anyway, so it's not long after Troy's coming back up the stairs as the door is slowly closing, so he can't see it as soon as he rounds the corner. He says, "I'm coming back, babe. Don't worry." He comes back in the room. He's like, "I got another boner. So you ready for round 2?" He opens the door, comes, and he's like, "Oh!" Spits the beer out all over her. He turns, the killer's behind the door. He falls back on the bed. Axe comes swinging down, crashing into his head. Boom, Troy's gone. So we have bam, bam, 2 right off the bat.
2 back-to-backs. Yeah, right.
So, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so there we go. Back outside, we have Clay and the girls. They kind of pan out time. Clay and the girls are playing around, but then we cut back to the killer putting away the axe, and he's looking for the next one, and he picks up fucking pruning trimmers.
Yeah, I thought this might have been a point where for some reason Clay was wearing 2 different swim trunks or something.
Oh, yes.
He takes off one pair of swim trunks.
I cut this part out, I think.
And then he's wearing a Where's Waldo Speedo or something.
So, yeah, he's playing around. He's going to go dive off the end of the pool. And he's just he grabs his shorts and they're tearaway trunks. And he tears them off.
Were they tearaway?
Yeah, they were tearaway trunks. And he's wearing a Speedo. And he's flexing, pointing at his butt, slapping his butt. He's like, "You want to smack it? You want to smack it?" And then he does a really awkward flip.
Yeah, weird.
Lands really flat on his back. Awkward flip into the pool. This disgusts Kelly and Jasmine. And they go, "Oh, let's go sit. We're going to sit away from where Clay is going to come back." So they go off and they sit at a other table. This is let me give you an idea of the layout. It's a really big
it's
pool
a
area.
Nice area, man.
Super
really
nice
cool.
pool. I mean, this isn't a chintzy pool. This is
this
landscaping.
It's got not just a pool, but it's the bouldered rocks around with a waterfall,
grotto-esque.
Yeah, thank you, grotto-esque.
Yes, very grotto-esque.
Grotto pool.
Very nice landscaping. Lots of different tables you can sit at.
It's got a poolside bar, not just one. It's one of those little ones where you can swim up to the bar type thing.
It's really nice. It's a really nice place. Yeah. So he flips off into the pool. Jasmine and Kelly go walking away. Clay comes swimming back up to Nancy and Blair sitting there, takes off his Speedos and swinging them around around his head. And Blair says, "If you come out without anything covering that shriveled little cock, I'm going to rip it off." And he's like, "Damn, ladies, calm down. I thought this was a party." As he swims away in his glory.
On his naked glory.
I do love Clay. All right. So that's when we cut and we see the killer grab the next tool, which is pruning trimmers. Let's see. We see Jasmine and Brittany bitching a whole bunch. And then we cut over. Clay's out of the pool, and Clay's sitting next to Nancy, and they're having this discussion about Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
The theory that,
so
we don't really, but it's the theory that Cameron is really, it's the Fight Club theory that Cameron really is Ferris Bueller.
Now, I've never heard this before.
I think I actually have heard.
Is this an actual thing, or is this something that was created?
I'm not sure, because I could be completely wrong, but for some reason I was like, I think I've heard that somewhere before. Now, watching somebody says it's just completely made up for this, but I swear I think I've heard that before. I don't think there's much credit to it, obviously, but I think I have heard that. Maybe somebody, again, jokingly fucking around, say, "Hey, what," not somebody taking it seriously.
So basically, the theory is much like Fight Club. The guy in Fight Club thinks he's Tyler Durden, or it's becoming Tyler Durden. Yeah. Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off is wanting to be Ferris Bueller, is becoming Ferris Bueller. It's a very long scene.
It is. It goes on for a while.
And this kind of makes me think of Kevin Smith. This kind of makes me think of Kevin Smith type dialogue, type of interact. Like, I can see Kevin Smith characters having this discussion because it's nerd culture. There's banter back and forth between a guy who's a nerd and this pretty girl, and it really makes me think. It's like, I think there's some Kevin Smith influence here. I'm feeling it. I don't know if you got that.
I didn't think about it at the time, but now that you say it, I could kind of see where you're coming from with that. I mean, I get it. Like I said, that's not the first thing that popped in my head at the time, but I get it. I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah. So it's all a big elaborate ruse to try and get Nancy inside to mess around with her. She's like, no, it's not going to happen, pal. Nice try. So he's like, okay, well, look, I'm going to try hitting on the other girl. He goes over to Kelly, the girl in the pink, and he starts talking to her about Ferris Bueller. She's like, I don't know what that is. She's completely oblivious, and he's just like, oh, excuse me, we're drinking a lot of beer, so pardon us, we're burping a whole bunch. But anyway, he goes, hey, why don't you go out, I thought you girls like to party. Why don't you guys have one of my famous cocktails, and the Dirty Sanchez.
Yep.
And he has a thermos full of the most exclusive cocktail, a Dirty Sanchez. This draws the interest of Kelly, who's saying, oh, dirty! It's exclusive. It's amazing. Oh, I like to try and be up on trends. Yeah. I'll take a Dirty Sanchez. He's like, you've never had a Dirty Sanchez?
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't think so. And he's like, that's such an amazing thing. I'm for sure you'd have a Dirty Sanchez. And she goes, I want to get a Dirty Sanchez. To which he pops open a thermos. He's like, just tilt your head back. And he dumps this thermos into her mouth. She spits it out all over him. She's like, ew, why would Mexican people drink this? Like, she's disgusted, spits it out all over him. She goes storming off. Clay's a loser. He's like at a loss. He's like, God damn it. Blair's giving him the business. Like, you motherfucker, why don't you just get out of here? He's like, that's it. I thought you girls liked the party. I guess I'm going to have to take care of... She says, go fuck yourself. Blair says, go fuck yourself. To which Clay says, that's a great idea. I'm going to go do that. He then goes into this long talk about how he's going to jerk off, and he keeps doing this, like, kind of motion.
Yeah.
And it's kind of annoying. I'm like, oh, all right. That's when I was like, all right, you're starting to... My admiration for you is starting to drop when you have these hot chicks around you. And then you start, you're just going to go jerk off. You're giving up that quick, man? You're giving up that quick? Dude, all right. That's where I lost a little of stock in Clay.
Yeah.
He goes inside to go jerk off. He just blatantly's like, see ya, gotta go jerk off.
Go jerk off in your bathroom.
Poor dude. All right.
So, yeah, at this point, he's walking through. I was like, where do they keep the jerk off material in this house? And so he walks down the main hallway, and he just grabs a picture off the wall, like a photo.
Where the family photos were earlier. He grabs a picture of the mom off the wall.
Well, at first he was going to go use a picture of...
a younger picture of Blaine?
Yeah, which he thinks is Blair because he's got long hair.
He's got really long hair, which is kind of funny.
So you think it's the younger Blair, and then he just picks a picture of the mom. He's like, all right, this will do.
And it's like a big framed picture.
Yeah, it's like really nice frame. It's like just an elaborate frame.
Plucks it off the wall and takes it into the guest bathroom.
Yep.
So that's when the killer starts approaching the door, but there's a ding-dong at the door.
Yeah.
There's a ring at the door. The killer goes to the door, answers it, and there's the pizza guy.
Pizza dude,
and he is definitely a pizza bro. He's like, got your pie, brother. And he's like a middle-aged white guy.
Yeah, see, I didn't like this. If he would have been like more stoner-esque, maybe, I'd be like, okay, whatever, fine. But he was talking more like,
what's up, bro?
Like, your bro, man. Like,
surfer
bro,
talk, yeah.
Surfer talk, bro. But he's like in his 40s or at least mid to late 30s. And he's got like gray in his beard or goatee, and like, you're like, bro, what's up, bro? I'm like, no, I can't. Kill me. Like, if he was like, again, if he would have been like the rest of the cast, like in their 20s, I'm like, okay, fine, totally get it. But I've never met a 40-year-old or somebody in their 30s who talks like, what's up, bro?
For a movie that is like playing heavy on stereotypes, it should have been more of a stoner, younger, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
But I could still maybe see, someone being just a fucking burnout older guy. Because you worked at a pizza place.
Yeah.
I've worked at pizza places.
Yeah, but when
there's 40-year-olds.
20s.
Well, yeah, I work with 40-year-olds who delivered, who were still kind of just, what's up, bro?
All right.
Yeah.
I get it. I mean, I don't know. Right, like I said, I guess if it would have been more like a stoner burnout, yes, but not like the, I hate to say it, but like your frat boy bro.
Not like a guy who looks like a math teacher.
Yeah.
Didn't quite work. I get you. All right, so
especially when they name him Chet. I mean, the name's fine, like stupid, cheesy, dumbass white name Chet, but. I don't know. It's like the way he looked and the way he talked just totally like opposites. Like did not fly with me.
Yeah. So the killer is just looking like, "What's up, man? You got to bring the money or your pizza's gonna fly." Yeah. He's just like telling him he's got to
like
pay.
Money walks or the pizza walks, dude.
Money talks or your pizza walks.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it was.
And he looks down the electric pruning shears and he goes, "You gonna kill me with that, bro?" He doesn't.
I thought that was like
say that.
Or I thought that was like a drywall saw.
Oh yeah, it could be a drywall saw.
I think that's a drywall saw.
Yeah,
because it's definitely powered, not like. I guess it could be used for pruning too, but I thought it was a drywall saw.
I don't know shit about tools.
I know.
This is where we need Chris Samples. He knows a lot about that shit.
Yeah,
Chris would know exactly what that shit is.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Anyway,
the pizza guy says, "You're not gonna kill me with that, are you?" Well, guess what? He does. He jams it into his stomach, hits the gas, and it's just sawing across his stomach.
Oh yeah,
sawing across his guts as the pizza guy is screaming. He starts digging, he pulls it out. He pulls out his guts. He's digging around his guts. Guts fall on the floor.
Intestines coming out, yeah.
Pizza guy falls back dead.
Now, I have a few issues with this scene on top of what I just said. One, I know it's independent, but the intestines look like just like sausage links.
Long
sausage. And two, this guy is getting just brutally murdered on the front porch of a house. In like the middle of the afternoon in like suburbia. And he's screaming bloody murder. First of all, none of the girls in the house hear this. No, somebody in the neighborhood would hear this. Granted, like, I know the next door neighbor is dead, but god damn, this is like this is middle, like bright, sunny ass middle of the day in suburbia Vegas, and he's like,
yeah.
And nobody's like, Whatever, man. Yeah. They hear nothing.
Yeah, considering the neighbor was complaining about the music earlier, you think someone would be like, what the fuck?
Even across the street, like the old guy stripping his bushes, be like, what the hell?
So he falls down dead. The killer then puts away the, drywall trimmer or
whatever it is.
Whatever the fuck it is.
Current weapon of choice.
Puts it away, and then he grabs an electric drill a la Slumber Party Massacre.
Yes, the Slumber Party Massacre drill is like 3 feet long.
Huge fucking Slumber Party Massacre drill.
Yep.
So we pan back to Clay in the bathroom, who's jerking it like his life
violently
masturbating. He props up the picture, talking dirty to it. He starts smacking himself in the face. He goes, "Ow, that actually hurt." Which I thought was kind of funny. The killer's looking at the door. He doesn't even try the door, which I thought was kind of funny. But he walks around the side, plugs in the drill.
I like that they actually show you plugging the drill in. It's like, yes, thank you for that. Yeah. They actually plugs
it in. He's lining it up, and he starts to drill through the wall. So he's drilling through the wall as Clay is in the bathroom, jerking away violently. All of a sudden, he starts to go, ugh, ugh. The drill comes through his chest. It goes into his back. Through out the front of his chest as he's jerking away. Blood starts splashing everywhere. The drill is coming through his chest. This was kind of a decent effect, I thought. Was the drill was through his chest and it was still spinning. So I thought that was a kind of a cool effect. I thought it was pretty well done. But come on. One, you're going to hear it.
Exactly.
Two, you're going to feel it touching your back and be like, ah!
Yeah, you're going to feel you still might dig in just a little bit. Yeah. But you're going to be like, holy, you're not going to sit there long enough for that.
You're going to lurch forward, get away from that shit in your back.
I thought the same thing.
I mean, I know it's a horror movie, it's cheesy, but come on.
And again, like, there are other people in this house. They're right outside, and he's screaming, getting blame murder, and you have this big ass drill going, and
there's no music in the background.
No music, and nobody hears anything. It's like, what the fuck, man?
So that's that. I had a problem with that one. So we cut back outside to the girls outside. Obviously, they're oblivious to whatever happened. Then we show the killer back. They just cut back outside. Obviously, girls don't know what the fuck's going on. They cut back to the killer. He's at his tool shed again. He's at the pegboard. He puts away the drill, and then he grabs a fucking weed whacker.
Love it.
A big gas-powered weed whacker.
Love it. I was like, yes. I don't know what's gonna happen here, or how it's gonna work, but I love it. So where we're going here.
So, the girl who we've been calling Kelly. Her name is Brittany.
Yeah, I heard you say that once before. Like you called her Brittany. Yeah, so apparently there you go. It's Brittany.
My bad. So Brittany. My
Fuck
bad.
it. We've been calling her Kelly this whole time.
Kelly, it is. Man, Drew Marvick's gonna hate us. He's
really is.
They're fucking our names up. Her name is Brittany. I'm sorry. I looked her up on Instagram. She's like a photographer.
Really?
She does photography. Yeah, she's
a really pretty girl.
Yeah,
with great tits, great body.
Yeah, I think this is like her only movie.
Yeah, I looked at most of the cast. Either most of them, this is like their only thing, or they've done a few other things like No Man's Hurt.
Yeah,
like even I think the main girl Blair. They think this was her one and only movie so far.
Yeah. So, and to be perfectly honest, they didn't do too bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. They are not great actresses. They're not.
You know what? While we're talking about this, there are some times where like, oh my god, these girls are awful. I hate. But then there's times like
they're
not bad.
Yeah.
Like there's some scenes. It goes back and forth. Like this is they're solid in this scene, or this girl's pointed off now, and then other times like especially with Blair, one big one. But it's like either she's way too over the top with the character, or like I was like, okay, that's too much, and then she brings it back down. I'm like, okay. There's your sweet spot, but then she loses it again.
Yeah, and there's times when I totally agree. I'm right there with it. It seems like either they're too deadpan and they're just not really hitting the emotional mark. Other times they're a little too over the top. It's obviously they're not polished. This is their first movie, so for their first movies, I'm gonna say not too bad.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
I mean, they could be, we could see them again. Like I said, this just came out.
I think it was also the second time I watched it around. I was like, I kind of got more into it.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Like, you kind of.
First impression, I was not impressed.
Well, yeah, again, but if you watch it the second time and I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything yet, but when you know what's coming and you kind of realize what the movie is, and you watch it the second time, like, okay, maybe, maybe, obviously the writing, like, they're not. They're kind of caricatures of these people,
Yeah.
So there's a room for them to be a little more over the top with these type of people, but sometimes it goes a little too far, and then it goes back and forth. It's a seesaw. Sometimes right on point. Other times it's over the top. It's back and forth. But let's move on.
All right. So Brittany / Kelly and Jasmine go back in the house because they want more drinks. They're not gonna. They're all, plus they're all pissed off. They have to make their own drinks.
Yeah.
Jasmine's pitch is like, if this isn't my house, we would have servants. We wouldn't have to get.
No,
our
that
own
was
drinks.
Brittany who says they have the full-time staff.
I thought it was Jasmine.
Maybe it's both of them.
Regardless,
yeah.
They're bitching because
one of the two is always bitching that Blair does not have full-time staff like they do.
So these girls must be mega rich. So they go over to the bar to start making drinks. And obviously they don't know fuck all about making drinks. Yep. And they're just like it's basically like a 13-year-old who's raiding a liquor cabinet. Maybe I'm showing how white trash I am because when I was 13-year-old, I raided a liquor cabinet and we just poured a whole bunch of stuff into it, like just see what this is.
Just blind, like you pour this, a little bit of this, a little of that.
This smells like bananas, and it was kind of funny because Jazz was like, "Smell this, smells like banana," and then Brittany Kelly takes it away and goes, "Smell this, smells like vomit," which I thought was kind of funny. So they're making drinks. They put in a shaker. Jasmine starts shaking it up, and because she's a big dummy, doesn't put the cap on, and she spills drink all over her chest. She starts to freak out because she thinks it's going to react with her tanner.
Keep in mind, Jasmine's black.
Hey, they can still have tanner.
I was going to ask about this. I seriously
Sure.
was going to ask, do black people tan? I'm not trying to be right. I'm really it seems so weird. It's going to act myself tan. I'm like, bitch, you're dark. What? How are you gonna tan? I seriously was confused by this.
Yes, black people get darker in the summer, just like we get darker in the summer too.
But what? But okay, so
I like how you're approaching this from a place of ignorance, and that gives you a certain innocence. And it's okay. We're here to learn.
But again, ignorance. I've never heard any black person say, "I want to get darker."
Well, I mean, no, I mean. who knows? She might have vitiligo. She might have that, the Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
she's
not
skin,
that white.
But like patches, like different patches. Maybe her skin is darker and lighter in certain areas.
Yeah.
We're reaching here.
We are
regardless.
We're really reaching on that.
She has a tanner on. She's afraid it's going to react and cause her skin to be discolored.
Yeah.
So she freaks out.
Leper. Make her look
she's
like
gonna
a
make her
leper
look a leper.
Was the
yes,
word.
was the line. So I'm actually surprised she knows what lepers are.
Yeah, that might be the most far-fetched thing in this entire movie. They don't know anything else, but she knows what a leper is.
Right, and they know it's gonna have bad skin, and she's got to go take a shower. So she runs upstairs. She runs up to take a shower. So she strips down. She runs upstairs. She strips down. We see button boobies.
Button boobies.
Nice butt, nice boobies.
Yep.
Puts on a shower cap because she talks about how expensive it is to make her hair look
Oh,
this
that
way.
weave. You can't get that weave wet.
She jumps in the shower and she's taking a shower. She's like, God damn it. She's bitching as she's showering. She hears the door open and close and she's assuming it's Brittany/Kelly.
Yeah.
She goes, can you grab a razor for me? I want to touch up my landing strip, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah, because they keep talking about this hotshot lawyer from LA
Yeah.
that might be coming in that they both want to either hook up with or bang or something like that.
Right.
So, on social media and stuff.
She wants to touch up her landing strip.
Yeah.
So they show Brittany going outside, Brittany Kelly going outside. They cut back. The killer's in the bathroom with her,
Yeah.
with the fucking gas-powered weed whacker.
Oh, I love it.
He reaches underneath the shower curtain and sticks it in there, revs it up. It's going. She's screaming, and you just see blood from the inside just splattering all over on the inside.
Yeah, I love it. She gets a fucking weed whacker to the old stench trench.
Weed whacker to the stench trench.
There's your trimmed up landing strip there, Jasmine.
That's pretty good.
I loved it.
So he tears her up. It's like you don't see any of it.
No.
It's so funny because you can actually see moments where the actress is in there screaming, and you can see her like spraying a bottle of blood against the shower curtain. So she's obviously in there going ah. She's spraying stuff on the shower curtain. Blood's going everywhere. It's so loud. She's screaming bloody murder, and a gas-powered electric weed whacker, or gas-powered weed whacker. Like it sounds like a fucking those things are loud.
They are loud. Very loud.
Super loud. Pan outside.
Nobody.
Can't hear a thing.
Nope.
Nothing.
Fucking soundproof house, man.
I guess so. So
Probably like a mob. Maybe they're mobsters. It's soundproof.
Can't hear a thing. She falls down.
And in the bloody water, was that a tampon floating in the water?
I couldn't tell. So they pan over this pile of
did her vagina get so shredded that her tampon came out with it?
I couldn't tell what it was. It was like they pan over this bloody pile of stuff. It could have been a tampon. I couldn't tell.
The first time I saw it, I had no idea what it was, but I thought it was a tampon. And then the second time I watched it, I'm like, okay, I still think it's a tampon. But now it looks like I'm seeing her eyes underneath the water. Is that her? The water, it's a shower. How did the water get that deep?
Is she blocking the?
Yeah, it's weird.
It was supposed to be like a reveal or a shot, but I just couldn't tell.
I don't know if that was supposed to be her face underneath the water. That water filled up that tub really fucking quick.
Yeah, I couldn't tell.
Because when she was being murdered, there was no water in that tub.
I couldn't tell what the fuck it was.
No, all I know is I think it was a tampon that got
it just
shredded
looked like
out of her.
a pile of goo. I couldn't really tell. Oh well. So, Brittany Kelly brings out the drinks. She gives one to Nancy. It's like, oh, don't worry, Jasmine's taking a shower. Nancy takes a drink of it. It's like, so it's pretty fucking gross. It's kind of funny because Brittany Kelly goes, I wanted something different. I don't think I want Dirty Sanchez anymore. I'm over that, which I thought was kind of funny. So the pans over the killer is back at his pegboard. He puts away the weed whacker and he grabs a machete. So next tool is the machete.
Tired but true. Old faithful.
Old faithful. The girls realize that people have been inside quite a bit.
Yeah.
They're just now starting to realize this.
Yeah.
That it's hey, this is weird. People are inside. Brittany Kelly starts freaking out because she's just like, oh my God, I'm getting text message. I'm getting someone. The lawyer's liking my pictures. He's liking my pictures. Oh my God. She's excited. She runs in the house to go tell Jasmine, he's liked 3 of my photos. He might want to hang out with us. So she's excited and she runs in. She opens the bathroom door, sees the bloody remains of Jasmine.
Yep.
Ah! Screams, turns around. There's the killer. The killer is standing over her, stalking her. She runs into the bedroom where she turns around, locks the door, sees Alexis Adams and Troy dead. Ah!
No, she runs. Yeah, sort of. Like,
she
runs into one bedroom. Locks the door, and then it's like an adjoined bedroom with a balcony in the middle. Like, she runs across the balcony to the other bedroom where she finds.
She sees the dead
body.
bodies.
And then she goes back to the original.
Back to the original room. That's right. And she locks the door. The killer pounds on the door. She's like, leave me alone. She puts her back against the door, trying to barricade it, I suppose, as she's dialing 911 on her phone. Before she can hit send, a machete comes slamming through the door, through her chest, between those sweet titties, and she dies.
Yeah, just below the titties, but yeah. She had a nice looking rack, man. She really did. She had a really nice looking body. How many times are we gonna see this though? Like, people, why you put yourself up against the door, man? Like, that's just the worst thing. Like, why? Get away from the door.
Yeah.
Get away from the door. The other thing is, that's a machete, the amount of force it would take to, I think, stab a machete through a door like that would be pretty hard.
Well,
unless it's one of like the hollow doors, then maybe. But like, seriously, like, straight up through, because they're not.
The door's probably not that thick.
I don't know. Maybe I sometimes like I want to do like a horror movie like Mythbusters, like, you know, like I want to get door machines.
We're those assholes.
Yeah, I want to see what it takes to get a machete through a door.
We're those dicks over
and not
here.
just a door and a body, because it wasn't the door and the body.
Yeah, how much penetration force do you need?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the guy seems like a pretty big dude.
Great,
so.
I'm not saying that he's a little big dude, but.
All right, so we cut back to the girls outside. They're kind of starting to bond a little bit again. Like, this is where Blair and Nancy are, you know, they're sitting in the pool. They got their feet in the hot tub, and they're starting to kind of bond and talk a little bit. It seems like we're finally starting to see what made them friends. We're finally because the whole movie up to this point, they've been bitches.
Yeah.
Everyone's been a total bitch. Everyone's
awful.
horrible. Everyone's just an awful person. So we're starting to kind of see, you know, where their friendship actually is.
Yeah, this is where we get a little bit of that backstory about when they were kids and all that, and how blah, blah, blah. It's just... So, yeah, Nancy's, you know, she's talking about how when she was younger, the only friend she had was Blair, and that she was trying to fit in, you know... She wasn't into the money, she didn't care about the money and all that, but she felt like she needed to in order to stay... So that Blair wouldn't stop being friends with her, because she thought the pressure from these other bitches would force Nancy out. It was weird. I don't know. But it's basically that scene. It goes on a little bit.
And then Nancy tells Blair that she needs to loosen up a little bit and don't worry about what those bitches think. And why don't you go in there and take that stick out of your vagina and walk in on one of them and join the party? That's kind of what she's telling her to do.
That's exactly what Nancy's like. You go in there and get laid by just whatever door you walk into.
Yeah, so go fuck your friends and their boyfriend.
This now becomes an eyes wide shut party.
Yeah, Blair's just like, ew, no. And then Nancy says, well, they might be in your room. She's like, no! And she jumps up and runs in the house. Like, you bitches better not be in my room. This is where Nancy goes and sits down on the couch, kind of pleased with herself, like,
Yeah, on the outdoor couch.
But then we see her sitting down, the killer's behind her holding a fucking sledgehammer.
It's a mallet. It's a mallet.
But it's a proper mallet, not like a rubber mallet.
No, it's a metal mallet.
Yeah.
It's a mallet hammer.
And he looks like he's ready to kill her, and he just goes, bonk.
It's the most... I know! It's like he's going to just crush her. It's so anticlimactic, but it made me laugh.
Yeah.
It's like this little sign, like dink.
It's like a medium. It's not even it's like a light swing to the side of the head.
I mean, it would still hurt like fucking that mouth, but god damn it, it's so she just falls over and dead.
Yeah.
You think she's just dead.
So she appears to be dead.
The one thing about this scene that I was like, they was an oversight on everybody who made it. They didn't do. When she gets hit, she's holding like one of those champagne flutes with a drink in it, and then when we see her on like laying unconscious or dead on the sofa, you see that glass on the ground next to the sofa. That glass should have broke.
Oh,
I know it's such a stupid thing, but my brain went there. It's like,
yeah,
because this is like a stone out. This isn't like a nice carpet.
Maybe it could be plastic. Could
These
be plastic.
bitches want. You know, these rich people are using plastic.
Hey man, poolside, you want to have plastic?
I kind of get that, but I don't know, man. I still think it's glass. I know it's so stupid. That's a weird thing. My man was like, that glass should be broken, man. There's no way that wouldn't shatter on it. But yeah, it's so stupid. But anyway, move on.
Okay,
let's move on.
So the killer drags her body off. So it appears that she's, she looks dead, but he's dragging her away. And dude, that's gotta, he's dragging her. Her pants aren't coming down because she's wearing a bikini. All she's wearing is a bikini. You can tell she's on some rolling device. Because her feet aren't touching the ground. Because that would hurt.
And what I thought the same
thing,
that would really hurt. Again, it's like stone. It's smoothed out. It's smooth stone. It's not gravel, but still
Either she was on something that was rolling, very, very thin rolling, or she's a fucking champ.
Well, even if it wasn't something rolling, even if there's a blanket underneath her, something to help with the friction to help her slide. Yeah. But still, I thought the same thing. That would probably hurt.
That would hurt a lot. Yeah. So we cut back to Blair looking through the house who's in here, motherfuckers? She hears a noise coming from her parents' room.
Parents' bedroom.
Where the parents had said no one is allowed in the room except for the dog.
Except for the dog.
So she runs in there just who's in here? She opens the door, she slams it, and she's looking around, and Clay's dead body is in there, falls from behind the door on top of her, knocking her down. Pins her to the ground. She looks up in shock and looks around the room, and there's all the dead bodies in there. There's everyone except for Alexis. Alexis is in there, I think, except for Brittany Kelly. Or no, Brittany Kelly, she's in there too.
No, she's not.
Troy, wait, who's not in there? Someone's not in there. Alexis Davis, I think.
No, Brittany Kelly's not in there, and Jasmine's not in there because she's still in the shower.
Dead bodies all over the floor.
Yeah. Now I have a problem with this. I'm gonna remember. I'm gonna wait till after we get done with this to bring it up because I have it written down. But I do want to say from here on out, I love the movie from here out so much.
So this is where Blair looks back and forth. She's in shock and she sees the killer's feet. The camera rises up, pans up, and then we see a beard, and it's Blaine, Blair's brother, revealed. She looks up and goes, "You asshole!"
See now here, I figured it's I kind of figured it's the brother. It's the brother. I get it. Yeah. But I didn't see this coming. I wasn't prepared for that part of it.
Because she says, "You asshole," and he goes, "What?" She goes, "Did you put Clay's body behind the door so it'd fall on me?" And he goes, "Yeah, they do it all the time in 80s horror movie. This is the body reveal." And I always thought it was kind of silly that they'd have a body behind the door, but it's fucking awesome. Yeah, that's why they did it.
It's like you could open anything without a body falling out in the 80s. I get now, it's funny.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, you get to realize Blair and Blaine, her brother, are in on this from the beginning. Yeah. And you're right, because this is where the movie really gets good.
This is where the dialogue actually gets good. I love what Blaine says. His lines from here, like I said, this last 20 minutes of the movie is great.
Right. So here's the reveal that it's her brother Blaine, and he talks about the 80s reveal. He's saying, when I convinced you to do these kills, I didn't expect you to be an asshole about it. You made such a mess. How many people did you kill? He starts going through the people that he's killed. He's like, "Hey, look, I'm really good at this. I take this seriously. Yeah. I even practiced before I came here." She's like, whoa. How many people have you killed? And she's like, "Practice?" He goes, "I killed your neighbor, Miss Stevens." She's like, "Miss Stevens?" He's like, "I had to practice." And maybe the pool boy. Maybe?
Okay, the pool boy.
Fine. What do you want to hear? Definitely the pool boy.
And then the crazy.
And then the crazy old lady neighbor.
Oh, she was crazy. She's totally cool with that one.
Yeah. And the pizza. And who the fuck's that? The pizza boy. Why is there a pizza boy? Because he brought a pizza. I couldn't let him live. This is great.
No, it really is great. I loved it. I can't say how much I loved it from here on out.
Well, we talked about how the acting was kind of weak at points. Yeah. There is a definite, good rapport. They seem to have a good relationship, brother-sister relationship, kind of bitching at each other, but you can tell there's some history there. This is really good. This is probably some of the best acting of the whole movie.
Definitely for Blair, too, by far. This is her best moments in the movie.
Scene de la response. She does well here. Yeah.
Yes.
This is her. I mean, she's got someone good to play off of.
Yeah.
This is Drew Marvick. This is
this is the writer-director.
Yeah. So he's playing the killer, and he's fucking nailing it too.
Oh, he's totally nailing it. Yeah. And I mean, he's talking about how he's like, yeah, you said like I've turned out I'm really good at this. Yeah. You know what? And Blair's like, how now how are you supposed to like knock your credit? How are you supposed to hide this? He's like, I don't want to anymore. Like I want people to know this.
How are you supposed to hide this? It's such a mess. There's blood everywhere. And he's just like, I want people to know about this. I'm really good at it. I'm gonna do more. I might even film it.
I want to be the most famous serial killer in history.
He's got a lot of work. I got a lot of work to do.
And somewhere in this line, there is a bed in there with Alexis's dead body and severed head on it. And Blair's like, were you doing things to her? And he's like, necrophilia, really? And Blaine's like, I am a happily married man. Like, no.
Yeah, he holds up his ring. He's like, I'm a happily married man. He goes, and she goes, really? Though he goes, look, every marriage has its problems.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty funny. So while they're arguing and kind of bickering back and forth, Nancy starts to come to. She starts to kind of wake up. She keeps her shit together. She's like, oh, shit. She looks down and sees a phone poking out the bottom of the pizza man's pocket.
Yep.
She's able to slyly fish it out, get on the phone, text message Danny that, there's trouble here. Call the police.
Here's another thing about this episode. It's not her phone.
No.
And she sends a text to this Danny guy.
Yes.
Which means she would have to punch in his number.
Hope the guy doesn't have it password protected.
That's true. That's another thing, which is a big thing now. And then punching his number. And how many people memorize phone numbers nowadays?
And then I don't remember. I can't tell for sure if she said, Danny, it's Nancy. Because it would have been coming from a mysterious number.
No, I don't think. It says Danny at Blair's house or something like that. Everyone's dead.
Call the police.
Or something like that. Yeah, and then hit send. Yeah, so again, it would come from an unknown number or some weird guy. He's like, this guy's number. Yeah, there's so many things like it's like not right. Like,
yeah, it's stretching. I'm gonna let it slide.
I'm still gonna let it slide, but I mean, realistically, there are some big flaws with that. With that.
So as they're arguing, he's just saying, "I'm great at this," and then Nancy pops up and runs out the door, like just jogs past. And Blair's like, "Really? You're that good?" He goes, "Ugh."
Damn it.
He's like, "Ugh, come on, Nancy."
Like, you give me the business. All right, you got me there, You got me there, Blair.
So Blaine gives pursuit. He's chasing.
I did also have an issue that Nancy got out of that room so easily.
Well, that was the funny part about it. It's because they just kind of looked at each other like Blair's looking at him like, "I told you so," and Blaine's like, "God damn it." I mean, really, she's the last one left, so I can kind of see it. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I still liked it.
I was like, yeah, I'll give you. Like
Blaine's hot on her. She goes to the front door. She can't get. It's locked.
I love this.
Blaine's right behind her, and he runs up the stairs.
She runs up the stairs,
and he's like, "Really?
The stairs." So typical. Yeah. I was like, yes.
Which is perfect for our theme song.
I know. I was like, yes, it is so typical. Like, thank you for acknowledging that.
So, he comments on, he talks about how typical that was. She runs upstairs. She runs in the bathroom and sees Jasmine's dead body. Then she runs. I could have swore she runs into the room and sees Alexis and Troy in there.
Yeah, this is my big problem here.
Because Troy was definitely down there. And I was thinking maybe the blonde on the bed could have been Brittany Kelly, who he chopped her head off. But I couldn't.
Brittany Kelly just got stabbed through the door.
Yeah, that's right. Her machete's still.
The machete's still in the door.
It was a little.
That's why my problem. This is what we're talking about now, because either the bedroom's magic because Alexis and Troy were killed in an upstairs bedroom on that bed. She's handcuffed to it.
Yeah.
Then in that scene with all the bodies, it's a downstairs bedroom, and Alexis is there, handcuffed to that bed with her severed head on the bed, which means either it's a magic bedroom, or he moved the bed from upstairs to downstairs without being seen as well. So that's the biggest continuity flaw in this whole movie.
Yeah.
Alexis should have been upstairs in that bedroom.
Yeah.
The whole time, because there's no way she should have been down there.
It was a little confusing. So
magic bedroom.
She she's running out of the rooms. She confronts Blaine. Blaine's standing there. He's like, "Hey, Nancy, I always liked you. I always thought you were cool. I don't like those other bitches, but, gotta go.
I'm going to miss you the most.
I'm going to miss you. If it makes you feel any better, I'm going to miss you the most."
But you'll be famous because you'll be one of my victims.
So as he's talking about killing her, Nancy's looking around, sees the machete sticking out the door, pulls it out, and smashes it, and stabs in to
Notice
Blaine's
there's no blood
gut.
on it when she pulls it out.
I did. She pulls it out, stabs Blaine's stomach. Blaine gets in the stomach, looks down, looks at Nancy. Nice one.
Yep. It
falls down.
Which I kind of thought I was disappointed in the fact there was no blood on the machete when she pulled it out, because they did do a really good job of showing when he backs the drill out of clay.
Yeah.
When you see the blood coming out of the wall as he's reversing the drill. I'm like, oh, cool. They actually took the time to get that right. But then here, like, the machete comes out, no blood, no nothing.
Yeah. So this is where Nancy goes down the stairs, and as soon as she gets down the stairs, there's Blair with an axe. Just like, Nancy screams around the way. It's like, really, bitch?
You're making this really annoying. You're making this very awkward for someone like that.
Yeah. So she runs back into the room with the bodies. Blair is standing there with the axe, confronting Nancy, saying, this is my plan was for Blaine to kill everyone. I am the sole survivor of a horrible murder run awry. I'll be famous. I'll be the popular one. It's all going to be about me.
Yeah, because the whole thing is that got so pissed off with these other girls always looking down on her because they think they're, I guess, technically richer than she is.
They're prettier. They've got this. They're
always judgmental, and they're thinking they're so much better.
I want to be head bitch.
And she's like, yeah, because I'm pretty, I'll be famous by Monday. So I guess this is on a Saturday or something like that. And then Nancy's like, well, what about me? I didn't care about any of that. And she's like, well, you're right, you did. And she's like, and Nancy's like, I would have been happy for you. I've been for you. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I know, that's the problem.
You're too fucking goody two shoes.
And the fact that I hate, she even says, like, I hate the fact that my parents like you more than me. She's jealous of the love her parents give Nancy. So it's like, that's where Nancy has to die.
And that's it. So she swings the axe at Nancy. Nancy sidesteps. The axe goes into the bed. Nancy reaches over.
I love this so much.
Grabs the severed head
of Alexis.
And like a weird warrior one goes, Aah! It's such a weird, like, swings the head, clipping Blair.
That just clips and clobbers.
Clobbers Blair. She falls to the ground.
Knocks Blair out.
Knocks her to the ground.
Knocks her down, yeah.
Knocks her senseless.
With a fucking severed head.
Nancy grabs the axe, pulls it up, holding above Blair, goes, worst pool party ever! Swings it down, stuck, sickening thud. Axe sticks out the head of Blair.
Blair gets the axe to the head.
She's dead.
Yeah.
Nancy, stupefied, shambles through the house, out the front door.
Where we hear the police sirens coming.
Where we hear the police sirens coming. We were looking at the front door.
It's just like that view from her coming up the stairs in the basement.
Yes.
Where she's filling the screen.
She's walking towards the camera, filling the screen, and as she walks off to the side, on the balcony, Blaine is standing, looking down menacingly at Nancy.
Yep.
Fade to black. Roll credits. That's the movie.
There is a very, very, very short post-credit sequence at the very end, where it's just the neighbor, the old man across the street who's clipping his bushes, just looks over his shoulder and says, I knew those two kids would grow up to be serial killers. And he goes back to clipping the bushes, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah. So that's the movie. That's Pool Party Massacre.
That is Pool Party Massacre. All right. So let's move on to odds and ends. Or favorite kills. I'm sorry. Favorite kills.
Don't act like you didn't love it. Favorite kill.
All right.
It's her birthday. We'll let that slide.
Yeah. Whatever. Favorite kills. Pool Party Massacre. What do you got this week, Aaron?
Well, the kills, honestly, it seemed like they were... There were a few unique ones, but really it was like axe to the head, pickaxe to the head, hammer to the head.
Yeah.
It was a lot of one chop, one kill, like one hit, one kill.
Efficient.
I will give him that. Very efficient. But there wasn't, while there was variety in the weapons that were used, there really wasn't variety in the it's just blunt object. I don't know. It was just kind of, I was a little disappointed in the way the kills were done. But my favorite one, I guess, would be, I'm having a little trouble here. I think I'm gonna go with Alexis Adams kill because we get to see great boobs the whole time.
That's true.
That's my favorite kill.
All right. I can't argue with great boobs. I mean, you really, that's like the trump card. You know, you can't you can't go against that.
Well, I like this. I like boobs.
Boom, done.
Sorry. Okay. You win.
I also agree with you a lot on a lot of things. I thought the kills were kind of played out, a lot of them. I get that it's an independent movie, so that you know, budget restraints can't do a whole lot. Also, but it's not like some very 80s movies, very 80s fashion too. Some kills you don't really see the entire, you just see like the before and after.
Like the Jasmine kill, you don't see it.
Yeah, but again, that's also a budget thing too. I mean, you know, trying to do that kill, you take a massive budget to pull that off.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. I can't agree with you. Boobs are great, but I'm actually gonna go because it was original to me and I loved it. I am actually going with the Jasmine weed whacker to the bush, trim the bush,
Trim the bushes.
trim the bush. And he had boobs in that scene too.
That's true.
He had boobs.
It's true.
So double boobs.
Double boobs.
Double boobs taken.
Yeah. Okay. Trump. Boob trump card.
Boob trump card. All right.
Another one I did like though. The first one wasn't bad. I like Leanna Vance. I mean, because at least you can kind of see it being dragged across her throat.
Yeah.
And also the severed head whack.
That's not cute, but I love that part of the movie though, just hitting somebody with a severed head.
Yeah.
Even though the head looked so horribly fake.
Yeah, but
so fake.
it was pretty fun.
But I love it. Just grab it by the hair and whack it. Yeah, I agree.
And I do love her.
All right, let's move on to the odds and the ends.
Not only did they watch these films, they researched them too. Ugh, what is wrong with these guys?
All right, odds and ends for Pool Party Massacre. All right, ratings. IMDb gives it a 5.4 out of 10. So middle of the road. Rotten Tomatoes is nothing yet. No thermometer score. Not even an audience score yet there either.
Not even a year old though.
And Amazon gives it a 3.2 out of 5. Plot keywords, none. Disappointed that. I mean, there should have been at least a few. Trivia, none, because it's so new. However, though, this is news. Hopefully, I do always put a little disclaimer here. Something could happen. It might not work out. But as of right now, I've actually been in contact with Drew Marvick through emails, and he's up for doing an interview with us so we can get a bunch of background, behind the scenes footage, not footage, but information about the making of this movie.
Ooh la la.
So there should be some trivia and facts about the making of to come, hopefully. But don't kill me if something happens and it doesn't work out. But for right now, it's in the books, and we're going to make
he's
it
probably
happen.
going to hear this and be like, fuck that. I don't want to talk to those guys.
Fuck these guys. But that does, however, no trivia. We do, however, going to move on to this week's budget game.
Time for Aaron to blow his wad with the budget game.
Yes, Drew, in the emails, was nice enough to actually send us the budget for this movie.
Oh, nice, because I actually, I did a little research myself because I knew I was taking lead on this, so I looked around a little bit, and I couldn't find one.
Yeah, but I got it straight from the horse's mouth.
Shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
So, Aaron, what is your guess for the budget of the 2017 Pool Party Massacre?
Okay, let's see. Shot in Vegas.
Shot in Vegas.
Obviously just one set. They, used maybe a secondary pool location for the beginning scene, but, they didn't move around very much, so they had the house. I do believe in the credits, I did see that Drew Marvick, said he had a little disclaimer to his wife saying, "Thank you so much for letting me do my thing. Thank you for letting me destroy our house."
Yes, you
this
did.
This could be his home.
Yes.
So
that's what I got from him too. I saw that as well in the credits.
Mm-hmm. Now I don't know for certain if this is his home. If it is his home, fucking good for you, man.
For this guy who's made some really low budget indie movies, like you live in that house with that pool. What the fuck, man? That might be maybe that's the wife's money.
Yeah,
maybe he married into that. Because either way, good on you.
Yeah, some ball and shit right there. Good job, good job. So, and it's on a golf course too, because there was a scene when a golf cart was driving around the background. So. So it's pretty exclusive place, but if it's his, it's gonna be cheap.
Mm-hmm.
This is tough. This is where it gets tricky because do you take into a set? Fuck me. All right, I'm gonna assume it's his. he had to hire Alexis Adams, and I know she wasn't cheap. I wonder if he let them shoot a porn scene there. Maybe that's how he got her cheap. Just kind of, a little tit for tat. So I'm gonna go out and say $200,000.
Wow, just like all the dudes in Alexis Adams porno videos, you blew your load and blew it big.
Fuck.
Blew it big.
I'm taking into account the house. I fucked up. It must be his.
The actual budget for Pool Party Massacre, straight from Drew Marvick's mouth, $11,000.
Holy shit.
And that was over budget. He said the original budget was $6,000, but the final budget was $11,000.
I said 200,000.
200,000, dude.
Man, it's getting really easy to make a good movie, a decent movie for a low budget.
It's getting there.
It really is. Maybe we should make a movie.
Yeah. I keep thinking about it, but I'm like, I don't have the equipment or any of that. But I have thought about doing a horrible horror movie.
All right.
All right.
I think everyone's going to rip us apart. We're going to be like,
yep.
As they should.
Bring it. As they should. Exactly. All right, so that's the budget game.
Wow, $11,000?
$11,000.
Holy shit!
All right, let's move on to
$11,000.
$11,000, man.
Dude, it was well done for $11,000. Now, I'll talk about it. Go on.
No, you can talk about what.
I'll talk about it later.
All right.
We don't have much of the show left.
No, all right. Let's move on to 5-star reviews.
Is this your guilty pleasure? 5-star reviews.
All right, 5-star reviews from LS. Simply writes, great schlock, 5 stars. From M. Hulk, great movie and fun times, 5 stars. Now, I found this hilarious.
Okay.
Not only did Drew Marvick is apparently a very social person. Talk to anybody. And wants to promote. So he left his own 5-star review of his own movie on Amazon.
Nice. Hey, man, why not?
So from Drew Marvick, Pool Party Massacre is by far the best 80s-inspired low-budget slash movie that I have ever made. Even my mom agrees. Seriously. So you should definitely watch this movie. 5 stars.
That's funny. I do like that I've ever made.
Yeah.
That's perfect. He's not hiding a fucking thing. I kind of like it.
Nope. But that was it. Only 3. That was it. Because it's so new. So, I could get the other side of the coin. I went 1-star reviews as well. I probably need to get a better name for the segment than 5 stars because we do 1 stars to a lot now. So I just need to get something else. But I don't really want to do a new jingle or a new song.
I know, we have to hire someone to do another jingle.
Yeah. So 1-star reviews from FJE. Annoying waste of time, ... 1 star. From Tiffany W. Stupid low budget, no storyline, waste of time, 1 star.
Sounds like one of those bitches.
Yeah, it does sound like one of those bitches. And from Indie Film. Now, I'm going to have some stuff to say about this review afterwards, but just listen to it. All right. Basically, an amateur YouTube video. Not sure how this even got released. Horrific acting and dialogue shot on video. It's about 5 high school students sitting around pool endlessly spouting horrible dialogue. These actresses are clearly in their late 30s and look horrific in bikinis. These are supposed to be hot high school chicks. Then their high school boyfriends show up who are played by middle-aged, fat, balding actors who are well into their 40s. Who do these people think they're fooling? Not even bad enough to be good. It's just an awful YouTube video. No redeeming qualities whatsoever. Don't bother. 1 star. Now, I have major issues with that review. Because, first of all, this guy either didn't pay attention to the dialogue or anything. They're not high school kids.
No,
they never said they were high school kids.
They even implied that Nancy's in grad
school. She's back from grad school.
So she's already graduated college and is in grad school.
Yes. They said they were friends in high school, but they are not high school kids.
Yeah.
Troy, the boyfriends are not high school kids. Troy does not look like he's in his mid-40s. He looks like he's in his mid-20s.
Late 20s.
Clay, I even said, kind of looked like he's in his mid-40s because he's got a receding hairline in the face here. But we both know guys who went prematurely bald, started going bald in their 20s.
Even in their teens.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brian.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't going to name names. But yeah, so and this guy's just being, Yeah, I'll give him credit. Some of the dialogue at some parts was a bit done. I'm not even gonna, this guy, he didn't really get, and saying they look horrific in bikinis, no, they didn't.
Wait, what was this guy's name?
It's just called indie film.
Indie film?
Indie film.
It's an indie film, fuckface.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
This is not
an indie film.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. I imagine this is probably some teenager who
Probably.
looks at someone who's like in their late 20s and is like, oh, they look 40. Go fuck
And
yourself.
those girls, someone look great in a bikini.
Yeah.
They do not look
There's
horrific.
an actual porn star.
Yeah.
A smoking hot porn star.
Yeah. And Leanna Vamp, I'm sorry, she was probably the best of all of them in the bikini. So fuck indie film.
Yeah.
That guy can go suck a nut.
Grow some pubes, come back later.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So that said, let's wrap this up. Aaron, final thoughts for Pool Party Massacre.
Okay, Pool Party Massacre. Jew Marvick, if you are listening, this is actually a movie I watched twice. I don't watch the movies twice. Even the movies I took lead on, I don't watch them twice.
I'm lucky if I can get Aaron to watch them once.
So the fact that I watched this twice, I think, is saying something. We talked about it a little bit earlier in the show. It seems like it's watching it a second time, it gets better. It feels like you've marinated a little bit more. You know what's going to happen, and then you kind of see some, maybe little hints here and there. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I know it's a low budget film, but it seemed like not enough budget was actually put into the kills. If this is an 80s respect horror movie and it does a good job, I like the coveralls. I like you don't see the killer's face. I like him going back and forth. Kind of gives a Slumber Party Massacre kind of feel here and there. It kind of gives Michael Myers, kind of feel at certain points. I mean, there's definitely homage to 80s slasher horror. But the watery blood, the special effects budget, I think, was really non-existent. I just don't think there was much for the special effects budget. I just wish the kills were a little more violent and, a little more bloody, a little better thought out. That's my major gripe. Other than that, I think this film's strength is the dialogue, the writing. Some of the banter talk, the Ferris Bueller one, the Ferris Bueller Fight Club thing was kind of fun. Clay, I love the character. The bitches were fucking bitches. You hated them all. You wanted them all to die. You really set the scene with that. Plus the reveal with Blair and Blaine, that was fucking great. It was so much fun. Kind of like we talked about. That's when the movie really was like, wow, that was so much fun. So I really enjoyed it. I recommend watching it. So bad it's good.
All right. Now, I was making a list of things I wanted to say while you're talking. Now I can't even remember what the fuck I was going to say. About watching it twice. The first time I watched it, I didn't know. I still like the last 20 minutes when you get the reveal. Still loved it. But the second time I watched it, I feel like, okay, now you're kind of in. It's like an inside joke. And once you watch it the second time, you're like, now you're in on it. Now you can appreciate it even more for what it really is. And yeah, I think it is a pretty solid homage to the 80s movies. Yeah, the characters you hate that are over the top. But at the same time, the kills, I see where you're coming from, but at the same time, if you look at a lot of the 80s movies, early 80s, even like the original Friday the 13th, some were before and after kills. Like you saw the weapon go up and then you saw the dead body. You didn't see the getting gutted, eviscerated and all that. So if that's what he was doing, then he nailed it. You saw some kills and then some you didn't. And that's kind of like how a lot of the early 80s movies were. So I give him credit for that. I was really on the fence with a lot of this. There's parts where what am I going to do? Because sometimes I didn't like, there's something about it I really didn't like. Some of the characters and the writing in the first half of the movie left me.
Was not as strong.
I hate to say, but that's how I felt. I was like, the girls are so goddamn bitchy, so annoying.
Why? That was one part I kind of had a little issue with was they were so horrible.
Yeah, no. Why would any of them I know they want to hang out with them for stats. And, why I got to hang out with the rich people for stats? But nobody would like these people.
Right.
Nobody would like these people. So saying that they're friends was long shot. But like I said, the last 20 minutes was dynamite. It was terrific. Loved it. And it's when everything just opened up, oh my God, it's so good. And that's what turned around for me. So just based on the last 20 minutes of this movie, I'm going to say as well, so bad it's good that I did enjoy once you get the review with the brother Blaine and all that. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it, but I just kind of wish they would have put more of that good quality, that fucking main course. You know, that really, like, you know, when you order a meal and you got shitty mashed potatoes and you got shitty asparagus, but that steak is so fucking good, it makes up for it. You know, I just wish that a little more care was put into the front of the end of the movie.
You know, nothing. I don't even know if this had anything to do with it, if they thought about this, but it's one thing I noticed about the ride. Like, it's kind of like the reverse 80s scenario too. Like especially like any of your cabin in the woods movies. Like everybody who goes outside dies one by one. Only this time it was like everybody who went into the house one by one died. It was the exact opposite. It was like one by one they went into the house and they died and never came out. People were like, and nobody's like, well, what the fuck? Nobody's coming out of the house. So just keep going in there.
That's funny, yeah.
So I don't know. It has its flaws, yes, of course. It's an indie movie, but at the end of the day, the way it plays out at the end is great. Although now that if you listen to this whole thing, you kind of know you kind of spoiled it for you, but it's still cool. I still say watch it. So that's that. Let's wrap this shit up. All right, guys.
Should have done this at the top of the show, but, you know.
Well, Aaron will do the plugs, I guess. Go ahead.
All right. Well, hey, everybody. You can always listen to us on iTunes. You can listen to us on Podbean. And you can listen to us at our website at horriblehorrorpodcast.com. That is horriblehorrorpodcast.com. That is, of course, where you can get a hold of us. You can also get a hold of us on Facebook. You can get a hold of us on Instagram. And you can get a hold of us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is at So Bad It's Scary. I feel like I'm the Micro Machine guy.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Like, you do like the Micro Machine super thing. You know, disclaimer at the end of everything. Blah, 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 blah. No response for injury, death, blah, 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 blah.
I sometimes stammer through this, but I'm just going, so I figured I'm just going to keep running, baby. So if you could keep up with that, I hope you could, because I said everything. Boom!
Boom. All right, guys.
It's Marshall's birthday. Yay! Happy birthday, Marshall.
Thank you. All righty. Oh, that's it. It's for us. We'll be back. I'm not going to say next week. I hope to be back next week, but we'll be back sometime soon.
Let's try and be back next week, man.
I would like to be back next week.
We missed 2 weeks.
I know.
A little over 2 weeks.
Yeah, just maybe.
Yeah, about 2 weeks. Yeah, so we need to.
I'd like to be back next week.
What's going to keep you back from coming back next week, man?
Well, right now, nothing, but that's what it's supposed. Nothing. That was the same thing that wasn't supposed to keep us away last week either.
The weather and,
which we can't control. And why are we talking about this on air right now?
We'll be back next week.
We'll be back sometime. In the meantime, watch more horror movies, and remember to always keep it tight.